Hi, I'm Arlene, host of the television talk show Ask Arlene, which airs on Thursdays at 6:30. And as a business consultant and life coach, I help you to move forward in your business, project, or endeavor. So if you always wanted to write a book, but you just haven't seemed to get started, or you always wanted to 10x that business that you already have, expand it to the next level, you know exactly what you need to do, but you just haven't done it? Well, I've already purchased all the courses, read all the books, the Tony Robbins, all sorts. I have several degrees, including a master's degree and credits toward a doctorate. I've sat with and met celebrities and done the networking. And what I realized is what I really needed was a mastermind group of people working toward my project, my business, or my endeavor. So what I've done is met with coaches and met with experts and put them together to work on your project. So join us today for our mastermind networking group. I'll see you there. Click the link below and join us.
Hello, this is Arlene and welcome to the Ask Arlene show. It's a pleasure to join you again. Today's a special show because we have a special guest with us who is going to help us with the 3 top things that we need to know that are causing our marriages to go astray. Okay, the 3 biggest mistakes that people are making in marriages. Okay, but because she has been married for 32 years, she's also going to tell us 3 tips that we can use if that marriage is on life support and you want to change it. Okay, so I'm so excited. Let me introduce to some and just remind and reintroduce to others Tara Bramble. Hi Tara, how are you today? Miss Tara
Hello,
Bramble.
how are you? Hello everybody.
It's
Good
such
to
a
be here.
pleasure whenever I get to spend time with you because you are a wealth of knowledge. Not only have you been married for 32 years, but you are actually a mental health counselor and a life coach. So you really know what to do. You're not only talking the talk, but you're also walking the walk.
Right.
So I applaud you. Congratulations on being
Thank
married for 30 something years and being successful in the journey.
you. Hmm.
Okay, so the 3 biggest mistakes that we make. Oh, before we do that, for those of you who don't know, I'm Arlene and I'm the host of the show, just in case you missed the intro. So, what are the 3 biggest mistakes that people make in marriages, Tara? Please do tell us.
I'll say the first one is expectations. You watch the movies, love songs. Oh my goodness. And from someone else's writing, whether it's the lyrics or writing of a movie, the script, we will watch it, we'll take it in, and we will decide this is what I want from my relationship without even talking to the person that you're in a relationship with. Especially if you're not even in a relationship, you have expectations and you place in your heart and hide in your heart, this is what I want and this is what I expect. And that is one of the worst things to do, expectations. Free love, just love the person.
Ouch, free love. I think that's ideal because everybody has expectations. How can you not have expectations of your partner?
Well, how can you not have expectations? Okay, well, I live in New York City, right? And so when I get on the train, I know that there's a possibility that the train is going to stop in the tunnel.
Yes.
So my expectation is not that today the train is not going to stop. My expectation is there's a possibility that the train is going to stop in the tunnel. Therefore, I'm going to leave early. I'm going to control what I can control because of the possibility. So when we talk about having no expectations in a relationship, we're saying, I'm imperfect. I'm crazy. And they might be imperfect and they may be a little crazy too. So then we say, I'm going to make room. So to not have expectations is a deliberate frame of mind. I'm going to allow my spouse to be as free as I want to be.
So I hear what you're saying. It's not necessarily that you have no expectations whatsoever because you expect the train to go where it is that you want it to go, but you're going to, I don't want to say reduce your expectations or modify the expectations that you have. How about that? Because you can only do so much as a passenger on the train. Does that make sense?
Exactly. And you can only do so much as an individual in your own life. So you can say, I am, for an example, I'm a full-time student in a doctoral program now. So I can say when I'm going to get up at this time, I'm going to begin my research at this time. I'm going to pause. I have a whole schedule for the day. That's what I want. Those are my expectations of me. But something happens. I get a phone call. I don't feel like it. It's 10 o'clock and I still haven't started. So what do I do? Do I now have an argument with myself? Do I now confront myself about what I said that I was going to do? Will I now tax myself and with condemnation because I didn't do what I said that I was going to do? No, I forgive myself, and I don't even forgive myself. I go, okay, girl, start at 10, no big deal, get the work done. And I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. And so the expectations that we have on ourselves, we want to, and I keep using the word freedom, we want people to be as free as we want to be.
Okay, so I hear you saying we want to be as free as we want to be. And that is accurate. We all want to be as free as we want to be. I'm always talking about go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and be who you want to be. I hear what you're saying. We have to modify our expectations. One of the things that people have that is preventing them from being successful in their marriages is fear. The show is how to overcome fear, get unstuck, and live your best life. Well, many people have a fear of failure in marriage, just like they have a fear of failure in business or a fear of failure in life. So how do we modify that fear of failure in marriage or a fear of just getting divorced? The statistics say that 50% of people that enter now get divorced. So how do we modify that fear then, or that expectation?
I have a principle, and the principle is to be anxious about nothing. Anxiety polarizes me. I will not go forward or backward with fear. And so, there are two responses. Clinically, there are two responses to fear. You run or you go towards it and you go against it. And I'm the type of person that will go to it. And I will look at it. Wait a minute, let me examine this. I'm being bullied by this thing. I'm being bullied by this mindset. What's going on? Let me examine it. What are the powers? What are the strengths? What is the truth? What is the lie about this? Let me dispute the lies and let me find strength in the truth. That's fear of anything. In 2022, we have 2,022 reasons why marriages don't work. But we still have a choice. We have control. We have a choice. Do I want peace or do I want anxiety? To decide, how am I going to live my life? You shouldn't be in a relationship with anyone who wants you to alter your life. Because when you begin to venture to alter your life, you are no longer comfortable. You are no longer at peace. You're living to please them. Therefore, you will fail. Why be afraid of something that's inevitable? And so just when you enter a relationship, back to freedom, you need to make a free will choice. I want to be in a relationship with this person. I want to do life with this person. And you need to know that they are also making the same commitment. I commit to do life with you. I commit for the good and the bad. I commit to persevere through hard times with you. I am mature enough to understand that if we weather difficulty, we will enjoy the beauty of the sunshine. We will enjoy the benefits of perseverance.
Okay. That was beautiful. It was so beautiful. In fact, I didn't stop you because it just sounded so lovely. Um, I'm going to ask our team to help me out here because I know time is of the essence too. And we want to get in some of the 3 things that people said were their top fears. So, one of the things that other people said was a fear of failure. So, I said a fear of divorce. The second thing that people said was, and I'm going to ask my team to put it down below so we can see it. A second thing that people said was actually, this concept that it's just not going to work. It might not be divorce because sometimes people get separated. They don't necessarily, file the paperwork. They just stop working together. Like, okay, you're going to be you, you're going to do you, and I'm going to do me. And we've seen it. Like, they go on vacation. She goes on one vacation, he goes on another. They never go on vacations together. And like some people might say, well, if it works for them, great. But another person might say, it's coexisting, but not really being married and not being in a relationship. So if fear is a big one and it's causing people to have a fear of divorce or just a fear of it not working. And what's the second one, team? Oh, and also, like I said, what you resist persists because people who are afraid that it's not going to work, of course, they're resisting that it's not going to work, which is what's causing it to not work. How can they have a better mindset so that this fear of divorce that is paralyzing them, because that's why some people never even get into a marriage. So some people who are watching this are looking at the 3 things that cause a marriage to go badly, but they're not even in a marriage. And they don't realize that the reason why they can't find Mrs. Right or Mr. Right is because they're just afraid that it's not going to work. And so they're blocking it. What are some things, or give us an exercise or something we can do mentally to help to see that marriage in a positive light? Because like, sometimes people have had bad marriages themselves, a first marriage or a second marriage or family members or their dad and their mom. And so what can we do to just kind of have a clean slate and think more positively?
Excellent. What my husband did at 32 years, like I always, whenever I hear that people have been married for a good period of time, I always just look, I tilt my head and I say, they have weathered many storms. If they're still together, they have found the value of a relationship. And so I remember there was a season in our life where we just paused. I was like, listen, we need to reset. And, how can I explain this quickly? When a child breaks a bone, they're able to manipulate the bone, give them a cast, and it kind of works out. But with mature bones, they literally have to break the bone and then reset it. And so for us as adults, sometimes you have to understand, and I'm going backwards, if it doesn't work, all you have to do is pause and reset. This is relationship. These are people who are growing, people who are developing. A lot of times women will evolve more. I want to go to school. I want to do this. I want to start a business. I want to write a book. And as women do this, they develop. They develop mentally. They also develop emotionally. They develop in their own self-concept. And for men, so you have men who were raised to work hard and take care of their family. And at a particular point in their life, they say, you know what? I've accomplished this. I have a car. I have a house. I got all my kids in college. I have 2 cars in the driveway, and I have a dog. I have accomplished what I want to accomplish. And now I want to sit down. I want to spread my hips, and it shouldn't matter. And so however a person looks at life, you need to know how they look at life before you connect with them. You need to talk to them about what it is that you want to accomplish. And when will you consider that you have accomplished it? What is their mindset? This is what you need to do. Being afraid that something is not going to work. Your fear is so real because it's reality. You're going to come to points where it doesn't work. You will. Yes, 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 it will happen. And it is up to you to say, I don't like what's happening in my world that I share. And I need to do something different. I need to change my perspective. I need to change my position. I need to get closer to the issue. Maybe I need to push back from the issue. He did say that his mother had some mental illness, and now I see it. But I still love him. My mom did tell me about my grandmother, and I see I'm acting like her. Maybe I need to go to counseling. Maybe I need to step back.
Okay, so we're about to go to break now. But before we go to break, I'm thankful to the team for sharing the 3 things that have come up from other people, because we did a survey of what are some of the areas that people are finding fault or losing it in marriages. And those were the 3 areas. The last thing that I'd like for you to share before we go to break is give us a tip or a tool, because one of the things you said is, yes, I may see that the father needed counseling or the mother needed counseling, but the other person may not see that they need counseling. So if the other person sees that they need counseling, great, because then the 2 of you go to counseling, you guys are, on the winning team. But if you can see it, but they can't see it, then what do you do?
My number 1 tip after 32 years of marriage and counseling many people and observing and studying many lives, when you reset, pause, and allow yourself to learn the basics of relationships. Understand, grown people, you can stop and reset. Literally. Let me go back to Google relationship principles. Get a book, Relationship for Dummies, whatever it is. Go back to foundation, because outside of your marriage relationship, you have friends, and this is something I remember here real quick before we go to the break. I remember I said to my mother about her best friend. I said, Mommy, she's a liar. She said, I know. Oh my goodness, one of the greatest lessons in the world. She said, I know, and I know when she's lying. She's my friend. End of conversation.
Okay.
Go back to your
relationship. She learned how to navigate that relationship. And what you're saying is, in a marriage, you have to know your partner and know what they're thinking and know what they mean when they say a certain thing, and just be able to better navigate. When we come back, I'd love for you to and respect who they are.
Respect it. The most amazing person can be the sloppy, nasty person behind the scenes. Clothes all over the floor. You're like, how can you be this person in front of everyone and in this house? Oh my goodness. I gotta talk to your mother.
So when we come back, you're gonna tell us 2 things. You're gonna tell us how to reset, because you said reset is essential as a foundational piece to move forward. And secondly, if your marriage is on life support, as yours has been in the past, and thank you for being transparent and sharing that with us, you're going to tell us 3 or 4 tips that we can do in order to help that marriage no longer be on life support. So thank you. We're going to come back after this message.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
But you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a course online.
You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
And I'm so excited because now we're gonna find out what are these key pieces that we can use to fix a marriage if it's on life support. And also Tara's gonna tell us how to reset. We said one of the things we need to do is reset. So in the last few minutes, she explained to us that it's like breaking your arm. So the marriage is not going the way you want it to go, and you need to pretty much break it and reset it to come back. So what do we do to reset, Tara?
Okay. Perfect example. Going back to, like I said, when adults break an extremity, what the doctors have to do is totally break it off, and then they reset it. So it's a pin or whatever it is, that's what you have to do. So you have to pause, and you have to ask yourself again, what life do I want? What type of life do I want? Evaluate your values. Evaluate your beliefs and your belief system. Are my belief system, are my values and my beliefs rational? Where did I get my values and beliefs from? We have to be honest with where we got it from. It could be from our parents. It could be from a favorite romantic movie. It could be from
or sometimes it's from our friend, our buddy who has a terrible marriage. Our buddy, our friend, the girl down the block who you've been talking to, or the lady from church who doesn't get along with her husband.
Mind your business. No, mind your business.
Who are you getting your relationship or marital information from? Is that person perfectly married? And nobody's perfectly married, so excuse me.
Okay,
that person at least presently married. Okay, like you've been there for 32 years. There were some things that I did in my first one that didn't work out, but on this time around, I know more than I knew then. You know.
Well, one of the things that I'm sure that you learned is that you cannot control them. You cannot remake them. You cannot make the necessary. You cannot make the corrections that you see should take place. You have no power over this person. But remember, marriages, I agree to live life with you for the rest of my life. That is the agreement. Not I agree to, you don't even have to agree to grow or change. You're just saying, I agree to do life with you. I agree to wake up with you in the morning, and I agree to go to bed with you at night. Again, if we look at our successful friendships, it's because, and I want to go back to the reset. Oh yeah, we can use this in our reset. Again, you're looking at your values, you're looking at your beliefs, and you want to find out where you're getting this from, and you examine you, not the other person. It's absolutely. A successful marriage is when the two partners, the two people, examine themselves, and then
two things.
I'm sorry.
I like how you said two things to punctuate. One thing you said is in a marriage, the obligation is that you're going to go to bed together, you're going to wake up together. There's so many other things that people think are requirements that you may have, but the other party doesn't necessarily have it as a requirement. And secondly, one of the things that you were saying, you said where you get your advice from, which is in line with the show that we did last week, which is who are your friends, who are the people that you're around, do they make you stand on your tippy toes to be around them? Are you relaxed with them? Because if you're relaxed with your friends, chances are it's because they're not imparting any new information to you. They're not stretching you or causing you to grow in air. So you can sit on the phone with Jane for 2 hours because there really is no challenge. We're just chilling, okay? But if we want to do better in this particular area or even in other areas, it makes sense for us to be around people who are excelling in that particular area. Okay.
Well, yes, it's true. However, if you are married to someone who is not interested in excelling and they're not interested in growing, that doesn't mean that you can walk away from them. You have to accept that they are finished. They're finished the process, and now they want to enjoy their accomplishments. That's why I say the piece that you want to give them. And the last thing you need as a woman is for your husband to say, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to be like this, you got to be like that. We're getting ready to go somewhere. You got to put that on. Don't put that on. No, that's control. You want to say, wait, you met me because you like the way I dress. So just let me get ready to go. Just give me the freedom to be me. Give me the freedom to enjoy living. And I'll shine, and I will represent you well, and I will be most attractive.
So if your marriage is on life support, guys, one of the things you need to do is give your partner the freedom. Take off the shackles, take off what was the word you used? Expectations, who they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do and what they're supposed to bring to the table, and just allow them to be free, just like you want to be free. Because nobody wants to be put in a box or in an enclosure. So that's one key point. And I know the team has come up with 3 key points that are of help to us while Tara is giving us these new points. One of them is to stop tearing down your partner, which is right in line with what you just said. If you're seeing the faults and you're telling them, oh, you need to lose 50 pounds, girl, you put on some weight, and you're looking at him and saying, well, you need to pick up those clothes because I don't like the way you handle, the place and the cleanliness of the place. How about we stop? Stop tearing the other person down and begin to look for the things that we do like about the person.
Don't look for it. That's effort. That's not freedom. Accept it. Just accept it. Freedom is bondage is when you gotta work at something. When you hanging out with your friends and you fart, they don't stop. It's funny, ha ha ha. Get freedom that you want, give it.
Freedom that you are not given. That's right. You know what? A lot of people have these shackles in their relationship because in life they haven't been given that freedom themselves. Maybe it was mama that was like, you have to be like this, or their dad that said you have to be like this, or you have to accomplish this, or your friends and family that really put those barriers on you, and now you're trying to project them onto another person. So you have to marry this kind of guy or this kind of woman, and now you're trying to make that person what they said you have to have. That's not going to work. I love what you said. Begin now, freedom. Because there's joy in freedom. And like you said, when you're hanging out with your friends, you're just enjoying each other, right? Allow yourself to enjoy your partner and vice versa. Okay, team, I need you to put down a second thing for us while Tara is going to come up with a second thing for us. Oh, we said make a list of things that you do like. Okay, of qualities that you do like in your ideal person. And then from that list, whatever your partner has, focus on that. Okay, focus on that. Because the chances are there's some reason why you connected with the person, right? And it's probably not because he or she doesn't pick up their clothes or because she's 50 pounds overweight. No, chances are there's something that drew you in the first place. Focus on that. And Tara's going to give us one. What's one of the things you can do when it's on life support?
In regards to what you were attracted to and what they were attracted to,
yes,
your shine, the joy that you radiated, how attractive
and how can he have joy if you guys are tearing each other's down?
If you're free to be yourself, you're going to shine. You're most attractive when you're free to be yourself. Let's talk about what people are attracted to when they know you're married. When someone is propositioning you to have an affair.
Okay, well, that's deep. We need to continue because that affair piece is key, but we've got to wrap up. So I'm going to ask them to put the last point down so that they can get the 3 points. And I'm going to ask you to please come back and join us again next week at the Ask Arlene show. It says it's not what you say, but it's what you're thinking and what you're feeling while you're talking to your partner. That's a big issue. Thank you so much, Tara Bramble. Thank you, Ian. And thank you, Nick, for helping us and being a part of the team today. And we ask you to go to www.askarleneshow.com so that you can get more information about this wonderful person, Tara Bramble, her information, as well as about how to sign up for coaching and how to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and be who you want to be in the world. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Name some things I'll be without you, good. Stop the growth, I bet you think you could. Said you gon' leave me, man, I wish you would. Yeah, I'm different, so I'm misunderstood. So I'ma always be good. Said I'ma always be good.